So hello there guys, welcome back to the town of Salem, Towns with Charon and Velerious. Hello Velerious.
Hello everyone.
Oh god, I was already thinking half an hour ahead. Right, let's unpause.
It's because there's so much to do.
I know, it's a busy weekend, we've had a lot to do because we've got a whole new series starting, which is pretty exciting stuff. In fact, it is up by now, so we can already mention what it is. We're doing some Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Oh my god, it's so exciting to be back in Saints Row. Because we played Saints Row 2 like when we first started our channel. And we had to abandon it because it was just so hard to like keep it in sync because it's so badly fucking coded that it kept DCing us all the time because we couldn't get it. You can't. The thing is, it doesn't run at the right speed, so you have to use a third-party mod to like modify it and get it running at the correct speed on your system, okay? But you can only sort of roughly gauge it. You can't say, oh, this is exactly the adjustments you need to make based on your clock speed, because clock speeds aren't consistent.
Yeah.
So the way you do it is there's a third-party mod that allows you to drive in a straight line between two checkpoints that should take near enough 10 seconds exactly. And you go on that and you time yourself like with a real timer, just get in there, and then you make the adjustments, and you try it again. You get it as close to 10 seconds as you can, and just sort of go with it. And we did, but it was still, it drifts out of sync as you know. The longer you play for, the more it drifts out of sync. So if there's a few, half a second difference between you, it soon starts to compound. You get to the point where you're doing missions with a timer on, and you can see that there's like 30 seconds difference between it, and then it DCs. So yeah, luckily Saints Row 4 works a little bit better. So, good times.
Well, it runs actual servers and is new.
Mm.
That's the thing. Most old games need like remastering to make half of them work.
Well,
nowadays.
I think that they learned from their mistake, didn't they? And they did it properly when they went to go do it again.
Yeah.
So Saints Row 3 worked properly, and Saints Row 4 works properly. I'm just amazed that they never patched up Saints Row 2.
Saints Row 3 still has some issues.
Because they knew it was out of sync, and they didn't patch it at all, which is probably part of the reason why THQ struggled financially in the first place, because they just didn't have any sort of support in there. They just ported it and went, oh, it's broken, well, tough shit, here you go. Buy it or don't, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the third-party mods tried to fix it up, which is why if you ever see someone playing it on YouTube, they're probably playing with the Gentleman of the Row mod. Most recently, Nerdcube got it working. But even so, you watch him play it, and you can still tell it's at the wrong speed.
Yeah.
Even after he's made his adjustments, it's still too fast. But what can you do? Not a lot.
Play it in super speed mode.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much what you had to do.
These evil badgers.
So it's nice to play some, because people have been like, oh, why aren't you playing GTA and stuff? And it's like, because GTA is really expensive.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. GTA being expensive means that both of us have to have a copy if we want to play it together.
And it's because there's no just co-op mode, it means you have to play multiplayer, and it's very easy to get banned on there. I mean, look at Yozcast. Tom got banned for doing literally nothing. They were just in the middle of filming a vid, and he got banned. And if that happens to one of us, we can't afford to just get another replacement account like some of the bigger YouTubers can. It's like, if we got banned, that would be it, end of series. So Saints Row, we don't have to worry about that. There's, you're not going to get banned for no reason. And I refuse to pay. I refuse to pay like 40 quid for GTA when I could just get banned for no reason, and there's no way of appealing it or getting it sorted, you know what I mean?
That, and I'm still slightly pissed off at the massive delay GTA had.
Yeah, that as well.
And people are like, yeah, but you want to do it work right and everything. Yeah, but to be honest, they're a massive company.
Yeah.
They should really have got it working a lot faster.
It shouldn't have taken 2 fucking years, should it?
That was a major issue that I had with it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it's worth the money. I really don't think it's worth the money. Right, I need to slowly start dismantling all this scaffolding around the mansion. Oh no, wait, no. No, we were going to two-tone the roof, weren't we? We need to do that.
Oh.
We were going to tear this up. We can go... Right. This is air. So this is the layer we'd be building the next layer of roof on, which is layer 9. So we can do another layer, that's 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. So we can't go up all the way. Do we want to just slope it up, or do we want to leave a gap and slope? I like a gap and slope.
Yeah, gap and slope.
Yeah. So if I start on the back...
Do it along like that.
Yeah. We'll go like that, fill all that in, and then go up another layer. Oh, it's going to be quite cool. I forgot we were doing that. I quite like that now.
There's still quite a few games coming out this year that I am so hesitant in buying.
What sort of games?
Well, the first one is Urban Empires.
I know nothing about that. What is Urban Empires?
Urban Empires was the thing that the people who made Tropico are now building.
Oh, right.
Where instead of running it as kind of, right, house goes here, that goes there, everything like that, you go like, right, I want a house here, and then have to go to Congress to say why you need a house here and everything.
Is it a bit more like the Guild then than Tropico?
In a way, yeah, but even more kind of, you have to listen to the people who are with you kind of thing. Because even in the Guild, if you go, I want to build this here, you pay some money and you do it. Where in this world, it's going to be, as far as they've kind of described it, like rich people will say, oh, I don't want a house here because instead I want a luxury pool in my back garden. And you have to basically go about why it would be better to have a house there rather than have a luxury pool in your back garden.
Yeah.
And they said at some points you can like overthrow what they say. So, like, they might all say, oh, we don't need a new street down this place, or we don't need that street upgrading, because no one uses it. And you can overthrow them and basically just upgrade the street anyway.
Okay.
But it's meant to be a lot more kind of political in the way that you actually build up your city, and you go through the eras with it and everything.
Can you, like, bribe people as well to, like, vote in favour of your policies and shit?
I don't know. I think you might be able to. I think it's got some kind of corruption in there, because you're meant to be a family that's owned this place for like generations, and as you go along you're meant to keep the generation alive by upgrading your city and keeping the people happy, but at the same time keeping the higher ups happy so that they'll vote for you as well. So if they go, oh, I want a new factory for all my slave labour, you have to be like, well, okay, if you vote for me.
So
the barbarian.
How has he even got up there?
Off the mountain.
Oh yeah, because you can just walk over.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. What else? What's the other game that you?
Well, the Guild.
Guild 3.
I think so. It's the new one that's coming out now.
And it's supposed to have. This is another game that had problems with multiplayer sync.
No, it had
Guild
problems
2.
with everything. The Guild 2, fucking me. But as people said, in Guild 2 there was like a tried and tested way of win. You go the way of the medicine, so you can cure any of your fucking ailments, cure everyone's ailments because they're always ill, and boom, you win.
If the Guild 3 multiplayer works, I'd probably be interested in doing that for the channel at some point.
Guild 3 looks amazing.
We'll have to see.
No price on it yet though, but it still says coming out 2016. A lot of people are like, don't really think it's going to come out 2016 because of the fact that it sounds like they want to do this a little bit better than they did obviously Guild 1 and 2, which are still on Steam and still are buggy as hell.
Yep.
And obviously, I mean, you can play a game on it, because I've managed to play games on it. But it is kind of...
It's very crashy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's unbalanced, really. Because you would think that, like, running a bakery, everyone has to eat.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough. However, what's the point of running a bakery when the people in the tavern seem to be able to just go buy bread from the fucking market, so they don't need your bread? So then you just run out of bloody money, because you have to keep buying it from the bloody farmers instead of the market, because it's cheaper. So then it gets to the point of, well, if I have to run a bakery, then I might as well run a farm at the same time and a tavern and ship all of my goods between everything so that you have kind of all the money yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's how business works, Velerious.
I know, but it just seems stupid that if I run like a church where I can cure illnesses, I just go into the market, buy all the cures, sell them at a higher price, and everyone just pays it. Because they're just like, well, I've got plague, so I'm going to have to buy your soap.
Wow. Anti-plague soap.
Anti-plague soap.
I think the main thing I'm interested in this year is Civ 6. But there's
Civ
no
6.
specs for it yet.
Oh.
So I'm not pre-ordering until I know whether it's going to bloody run.
OpenGL 4.6.
Well, I'm more worried about whether or not it's DirectX 12. I mean, I can't see any reason why Firaxis wouldn't code DirectX 11 in anyway. But my graphics card only goes up DirectX 11.2. It doesn't go any higher than that. So if it is DirectX 12 only, which is unlikely, then obviously I'm in trouble. But obviously most PC devs don't do such ridiculous restrictions, except for No Man's Sky, who decided, fuck backwards compatibility, it's only going to run if you've got a top-end graphics card, and even then it's going to be shit.
Has that worked yet?
I've refunded it. I gave up. They released another patch, and tried that, and it still didn't work, so I was like, fuck it. As a lot of people have said, it's like, if this was an indie game that cost me like a tenner, I'd probably just wait for them to fix it.
Yeah.
But for 40 quid, I'm not fucking risking it never being fixed. I don't really think they can fix it, and I think I was misled into buying it.
Yeah.
And it's 40 goddamn quid. I don't expect to have this much trouble with a game that costs 40 quid. I expect it to just fucking work.
I was
So,
looking at some comments on
it's
it.
my first ever refund on Steam.
I can't remember if you remember it, but I sent you a link to a Steam thing where I said, this is definitely right.
Slain was the game you sent me the link to.
And when it first came out, it was absolutely awful. And it now has mostly negative reviews. But the recent reviews were mostly positive.
Yeah.
Because apparently they have worked their asses off to fix everything that's in there. And they're like, well, now it just works. Everything seems to work in it. They've actually fixed everything, which is unusual for devs. Usually they go, here's a half-broken game. We might fix half of the broken bugs and that's it.
But that's it. That's how you get a good reputation. And that's how you do more business. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
So I hope that they do get more business out of that.
But I decided I wasn't going to wait any longer for them to patch up No Man's Sky because your refund expires after 14 days.
It's that thing that I like now whenever I go in the review section and you see, got this game for free, I just instantly ignore that review.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly ignore it. Don't give your game away for free.
Nah.
Like, literally, if you're going to give it away for free, give a developer version or, like, a press version to a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And let them make up their own mind around it.
I'm automatically suspicious of any reviews that specify they got the game for free.
Because every review that I've seen of, I've got the game for free, is always good. Yeah. It's always fantastic. Everything's amazing, always good and all that.
It's the same on Amazon.
And it's like, wow.
You see a lot of reviews on Amazon these days of product received for free in exchange for a fair review. It's like, yeah, but how come your review's positive? How come all the other reviews are negative and yours is the positive one and you got it for free? And
every single other one that got it for free is also positive.
Yeah.
There's never like this kind of 50-50 split of people got it for free are positive and negative, so the company looks like they're actually trying, to get a nice market.
It always rings an alarm bell on me when I see that. And I'm like, you just shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? It's like there's a reason why we have this thing where people get press copies for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
well, usually it's meant for a fair, unbiased review by one or two people.
It's like, okay, people might go, yeah, well, the YouTubers are just going to give it a favourable review as well. And it's like, yes, but I can see them playing it.
Well,
so if they're lying, I can tell because I can see it and I can go, well, that looks shit. Why are they having so much fun?
What about Total Biscuit?
Well, Total Biscuit, you'll probably give it a fair review.
There is quite a lot of reviewers out there who will just give you an honest opinion of how shit your game is or how good it is. And to be honest, if you get them and they're known for saying things are shit and they say your game is good, then that's going to look even more favourably on you.
Yeah.
So why on earth go for someone who's obviously just going to go, it's great.
You can't go wrong giving your game to someone who has a reputation for not being lenient on games. So people like Total Biscuit and Jim Sterling who won't accept shit. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they will, but they'll say shit.
Yeah. People like that aren't going to say this game's amazing if no matter how much you pay them, you know what I mean?
There's the Day One's Gary incident where everyone panned it and then he tried to take Total Biscuit's video down.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's even worse developer practice. So you have just screwed yourself over by trying to hush up someone who said it's shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad move, that guy.
But yeah, there's a lot of games out there that when it says, oh, I got this product for free for a fair use kind of review, it's like, no, you didn't. Yeah. You got this product for free so that you would suck the developer's cock and just say everything he wants you to say. Oh, the game has a few bugs, but they're going to be fixed, so it's okay, guys. In fact, while I've had it, I've seen them fix one bug. Played it for 16 hours.
Well, I never go off playtime, because I think that's not...
Well, people can also fake that. There's people who've gone like, oh, I didn't like this game, and they play it for 3,499 hours.
Well, there's also some games come out standalone before they come on Steam, so people's hours you can't always judge. Like, I have a lot more hours in Salem than my Steam profile suggests, because we played it for like a whole year on the browser version. Yeah. And then there's also the fact that, like, when I write a bad review of something, a lot of times people come across and go, oh, well, why have you only played it for like half an hour? You can't really get a good feel for the game. I'm like, because it didn't fucking work, or because it was shit. It's like, why am I going to play it for 12 hours if it's a shit game?
Also, when people say can't get a good game,
I left a bad review on Shadwin after playing the entire game start to finish, and people were like, well, clearly you enjoyed it because you played the whole game start to finish. I'm like, I can't fucking win here. Usually people are like, oh, you've only played it for like 12 minutes, so why can you leave a bad review? So I was like, I gave it a chance. I played the whole game for 12 hours, start to finish, and it was shit. There you go.
The thing is, a lot of the time as well, especially with all these games that have come out and such, when you play them, in the first hour, it should be good. I mean, if it's not good, you've done something fucking horrifically wrong. If the people get into the tutorial and it's broken and it's buggy, they're going to go say it's buggy. And if you sit there and go, oh, well, how do you know it's buggy in that time? Well, because the first part of the fucking game was shit.
To be honest, I see what you're saying. A lot of the time that is the case. But some games slow burn it and work out quite well. Like, do you remember Vagrant Story, which was like one of my favourite games ever? I bum it so hard.
Yeah.
And yet a lot of people don't rate it, and the reason they don't rate it is because the game doesn't really open up until after you kill the Minotaur boss, which is about maybe an hour and a half into the game. So you could potentially play that for an hour and a half, assuming you're going through it fairly slowly, without realising that it's a much bigger game than you think it is, because the combat seems very basic and everything seems quite simple, and you're like, why is it so easy? What's going on? And that's because you get to the Minotaur boss and suddenly it's like, oh shit, there's so much more here that I didn't realise was going to happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I wasn't saying so much as experience everything the game has to offer.
Yeah.
So much as if the first hour is filled with bugs or problems or things that aren't useful. So, like, say you start playing a game, you turn off all the music, and music still plays. That's wrong.
I hate that.
That's bad. Right there. Okay? Second thing, go into a game, mouse is inverted, no option to turn it back. That's bad.
I hate...
Stop doing this.
Let's just go... These are the things that really, really turn me off from PC
things
games.
that grind your gears.
It's bad coding in things like this. First off, not enough resolution options. So it doesn't go through the standards of 1080, 1280, 1440, 1920. Do you know what I mean? The standard PC resolutions. If you haven't got all of those in, then you've already failed, okay? No way to turn off post-processing stuff. So things like, oh shit, this is red slimes. Things like bloom and ambient occlusion, high dynamic range.
But the first time you go into a game, that's what you're going to experience in the first hour of that game. Because everyone goes into the options menu and puts the options how they like it on every game they play.
Mouse acceleration is another thing that needs an option to completely disable it because it's fucking useless and nobody in the history of ever wants fucking mouse acceleration in a PC game. And what you said, if I choose to disable the music, that should disable all the music, not just the music that isn't in cutscenes. It's like, it's perfectly easy to do because other companies have done this. All you do is don't hard code the music into the fucking cutscene, just play it alongside from the music file. It's really not that hard.
But also, you should have a nice array of options where people can change everything they want. Some people might want the voice higher than in your explosion of your gun. Some people don't want any music on while their gun is nice and loud and their voices are very quiet.
The ability to rebind controls is a big thing on the PC as well.
And that's another thing, yeah.
Because I didn't like the fact that now we're playing Saints Row. On Saints Row 2, control was the one that grabbed people and held them, and now it's E. And if I want to change that to control, it also changes all the use actions to control because they're bound together. It's like, oh, so I've got to leave it on E. But I don't like the E to grab people thing. It feels wrong.
But it means in that first hour, right, you have gone through all of the options and you've started the game and you have a good enough idea of this game isn't for me, or this game just doesn't have enough stuff, enough features. Everything doesn't seem to work. This could be the day the town is dying.
Luckily, because they've spawned so far away, they will spread out, so we might be okay.
It just depends.
There's a few snatching wolves heading around, but I think the town lizard took care of them. I think we're going to be alright, you know.
What's going on over the other side?
Because there's a nice spread. Well, they're all coming from here. There's like 4 or 5 drifted off up the other side, but this is where the main invasion force is happening. And Knight just got in on it, which is good. Here comes... Oh, no, the rogue's gone down there.
Fuck's sake. Fucking rogue. Oh, shit.
It's okay. The green slimes aren't the problem. It's the big guys. It's if you get multiple hobgoblins. Luckily, Simon is all over this as well, which is good, because he's got all the armour. They've dealt with all those, look.
Well, if we just keep watching the soldiers, we've got 86. If that goes down, we know we kill someone.
Well, as I say, they spread out nicely because they spawn so far away. That's pretty much key.
Where are they coming from?
Like all the slimes, you attacked me wrong.
All them slimes.
You gotta come at me all spread out like this.
But it's like, put it this way, towns. In the first hour, could you say towns was going to be good or bad?
Bad.
Exactly.
In the first hour, I knew it wasn't going to be great.
Now, look at something like Saints Row, okay? Admittedly, you have those gripes about the options, things like that and everything. But in the first hour, would you say it is amazingly good or amazingly bad?
To be honest, in the first hour, it's average.
Yeah.
Because the first hour is always...
But it's not negative.
The casual thing that gets you towards... You know, you don't get loose in Stillport or whatever...
Yeah.
Whichever city you're in whichever game, until that first hour's over. You usually got to escape from something or do some sort of, thing. But it's not a bad experience, is it? It's a good experience.
But that's what I'm saying. It's still it's not bad.
No,
You wouldn't
no.
instantly go and write a bad review about it. Where if you play something for under an hour and wrote a bad review,
No.
usually it means the game is shit.
Exactly.
Or you get some asshole on
Or
the
it's
internet.
crashy as fuck and you couldn't
is a
play it
twat.
for any longer than that, which is often
Yeah.
what happens when I leave a bad review. It's because the game just doesn't fucking work.
Which half the time people should have some kind of fix for it. Moderators or forum people or
It's
anything.
like, you can't leave a bad review on Steam without getting stick off people.
Yeah.
It's just like, everyone just rushes to defend even the biggest piece of crap, and it's like...
You put a bad
really?
review on and in comes fucking
like
Simple
the end-
Simon with his,
yeah.
well, I got this product for free and it was fantastic.
Exactly, and they rage at you, and it's like, well, look, at the end of the day, that's my opinion. You're not
Yeah.
going to change my mind. I've decided I don't like this game, and
Well,
that's all there
what
is
the
to
internet
it.
is, isn't it?
And when you come to buy your game, you can read not just my opinion, but everybody's opinion,
Yeah.
and decide for yourself. That's the whole point of reviews. You want both good and bad reviews. If I go to something and it's got just good reviews, or, you know, I'm already a bit suspicious. I'm
Yeah.
like, really? There's not one person who had a problem with this? Not a single person? It's like, this is either the best game in the world, or something suspicious is going on.
Exactly.
So, you know, I like to see a good mix. I like to see, you know, people who are like, oh, well, you know, it's got a few glitches, but it's alright.
It's workable. Everything seems okay. Options menu was nice. There's a cow on the roof. You know, things like that. Nice, beautiful things.
Exactly.
Because the other thing is, obviously, you get that thing now with fanboys and graphics, which is really annoying. When you go into a game, well, I dislike this game because the graphics are kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what do you expect them to do? Remake the entire game with better graphics for you?
There are times when I think they should have done that. I don't know if you played the port of Final Fantasy VIII, the sort of HD remake, and I use that phrase very loosely.
Yeah, but that was a remake by a big company.
Yeah, but it's like...
They never update shit.
Although, I mean, obviously we didn't expect them to redraw all the backgrounds, so all the backgrounds are still low res. Fair enough, okay. I don't expect them to redraw every fucking background image, because that would take just so long it's not even worth doing. But I do expect them to retexture the characters, especially the main characters. There's a moment, I got a screenshot of like a moment where Sid is still a low-res character. I'm like, really? It's Sid. It's not like it's some background fucking guy. You've done him a high-def model later on.
Yeah.
He's still fucking low-res in this one scene. It looks ridiculous. It looks like it's painted onto the background. And then it's like, the Final Fantasy IX port was great. Because it looked good, and they made them look good. But the Final Fantasy VIII port, all their faces look squished and fucked, and it's like... Sid's got like a line just down the centre of his face. It's like you couldn't even align the textures properly. I mean, come on, just put some effort in, please. Justify this price on this game.
Yeah, but that was a big company. You know what big companies are like.
Squaresoft, they're so hit and miss these days. They used to be great,
What they do is
but
they
they're
sat
rapidly going down the same direction of Konami.
It's
Just
literally-
like putting out shit.
there. You remember Game Dev Tycoon,
Mm.
right? You remember on Game Dev Tycoon where you get like a message, he goes, oh, some fans found a bug in our game, can you fix it?
Mm.
I was like, but you're making another game. I mean, do we lose all the money in this game by making fucking bug fixes for a game that you don't use anymore, don't get money for? I mean, in the real world, obviously, you would get money for it.
Yeah.
But in that kind of circumstance, when you look at them, they're probably sat there going, well, we're shitting out another fucking Final Fantasy. You don't want to go back and refix another one.
But they
And I
should
bet
have.
you anyway, that's what they went with.
They shouldn't have remade it if they weren't going to do it properly. Is my point. Anyway, we're out of time, Velerious. So I'm going to pause Derpsville there, and that's it. We're done. So, going to say bye bye to everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
We'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.